Marcus is joyful. It's his first trip, all expense paid for by a friend. The airport is buzzing with excitement. Marcus still feeling like something could go wrong. He is not used to traveling. Every paycheck sliced. Every tax refund disappeared before he ever saw it. He thought he was doing the right thing. Now rich friend Jamal did him a solid. He blessed him with a trip, all expenses paid. Airport agent's smile vanished after she looked up Marcus's name in the computer. The agent did not want to tell him the bad news, so she called over the supervisor. The supervisor came out and stated, "Your passport was denied, sir, due to unpaid child support." The strangers in the airport line heard what was said to Marcus and just assumed he was a deadbeat dad. Marcus' mind blanks out. 30 years of pain. Marcus flashback, younger man in court, judge on bench, paychecks, clocks, calendars flipping. Thinking if I just would not have so much sex back then. A daughter with one woman, a son with another. Both relationships ended. Both mothers took him to court. He walked into the courtroom alone, no lawyer, no one to explain his rights. The judge skimmed a few papers and set an amount based not on what Marcus actually made. There was no way he could afford to pay this amount and live. Debts bloomed. He toiled ceaselessly. Marcus worked like a slave at all of his jobs, but sometimes it did not matter. He still got laid off. He heard his co-workers talking about receiving their tax refunds, but Marcus knew he would not get a damn dime. It all went to child support for 30 years, and that's all he wanted to say about that. The government took it all for child support. He kept telling himself, "At least my kids are getting something." But the balance never seemed to shrink. But Marcus's life is shrinking fast. By the time his children were grown, Marcus thought the storm was almost over. No more new support orders, just the arrears. But arrears don't stop when kids turn 18. The garnishments keep hitting. Even with a full-time job, after child support took its cut, there was barely enough left for rent and food. Now he can't afford to stay in his cheap room, he has to go. Marcus went from staying in a cheap rooms to friends, couches, and now sleeping in his car, behind a restaurant. Worn shoes, old clothes. Hungry Marcus managed to find a banana from the garbage to eat. Marcus thought to himself, what is next? I have not seen my children in years because of their damn mothers looking at an old picture he took out his pocket. Marcus' co-workers are gossiping. Marcus overheard them, looking down, eating in the warehouse break room. He heard the whispers. He is a deadbeat dad, he should not have had so many kids. Marcus screamed, I am not a deadbeat dad. I am not a deadbeat dad. The fucking system is against me. The co-workers are frightened. They all leave the break room. He swallowed shame, stayed silent. Marcus was having a breakdown, he could not breathe. The deadbeat label haunted him. Not being able to date due to his financial status, he stayed out of relationships for years. He didn't know how to explain why a man with a full-time job was still this broke. Silence became his only defense, and his prison. Dawn broke. He saw a woman sitting her car in the parking lot. Marcus was leaving work after a long shift. Marcus looked in the car. It was Jasmine. He was surprised to see her, because years of silence lay between them. She is now a grown woman, and she is beautiful. But why is she here? Marcus is in the car, and Jasmine hands him a folder. He asked, how are you doing? Jasmine, I missed you. He asked, why are you here? What's in this folder? She said, it's your child support records. Dad, I went to the child support office. I asked for all your records. Inside were decades of payment histories. Marcus' child support was not calculated accurately. Decades of debt, decades of payments. Marcus is crushed. Jasmine told him none of the payments went for her care. She stayed at her grandmother's house, while her mother partied every weekend. Jasmine emotional. You did pay, Dad. Looking at Jasmine in the car, letting Marcus know what she found out about child support, he has a flashback. He looked at Jasmine as the child that he did not spend enough time with began to cry. Close-up of documents, charts rising, state seal or government building in background. But that wasn't the only truth she found. But Marcus was eating out of the garbage and sleeping in a car. The late fees, the penalties, the state's so-called costs. When Jasmine added it all up, the total Marcus paid over the years, it was inaccurate. Child support would only go after fathers who paid. Flashback to when Jasmine was young, a 12-year-old girl remembering how he loved spending time with her. But she never remembered this, the gifts that he sent, but she never got. Jasmine confessed, her voice trembling. I did not know, Dad, you were suffering, while Mom gave the money to her drug-dealing boyfriend, he admitted. Yes, Jasmine, I have been eating out of the garbage. Legal aid revealed cruel scams. A lot of the payments Marcus made to child support had went to another family's case. Marcus felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. Then Jasmine said something that changed everything. Jasmine said, there are men everywhere going through this too. You're not alone. Working every day, still broke, still called deadbeats. You have to tell your story. He was afraid, ashamed, but he also knew his silence had only protected the system that broke him. So one night, in a cramped room, he thought how he could do a video about child support, but he thought it will never work. Marcus spoke, his gaze fixed on the lens. He starts to tell his story. As painful as was, he began to cry. He felt embarrassed, talking about the pain in front of his daughter. But this is important. No passport. Other men watched and commented. Men shared their own stories of arrears, garnishments. People come to this country with a passport. I can't even leave the country to take a vacation. Marcus, head high, entered legal aid. He is starting to feel empowered. He is going to fight to correct his child support records with Jasmine by his side. His voice, truth, courage. Judge's unfair payment has to end. The judge handed Marcus his ass and told him to get the hell out of her courtroom. Marcus left the courtroom, hitting the table. Marcus screams, I've paid with silence. From now on, I refuse to pay with my dignity. The child support system was supposed to protect children. But for men like me, I paid out my ass. A life sentence, his story unfolds, his truth heard. But Marcus had his income tax taken, and his pay was still being garnished. 2 months later, he died due to homelessness.